I will be back, Father Longo.
Anne.
Rosetta!
You can't leave. If the Resistance flees to Sandland, Father said he'll wipe you out with Garum.
Red will attack anyway, whether we go or not.
No. That's not what my father wants.
Come on, Rosetta. You really believe him?
He is not a bad man. He's just very lonely.
I'm sorry, Rosetta.
Wait. I'm going too. Take me with you.
We can't let you go before you answer some questions.
Tell me, why do you want to go with Anne?
I just want more time.
Time?
I should have died back at the Masala dig site. But that tyke didn't finish me off.
Who you calling a tyke?
Anne told me. All we really needed was to take the time to talk to each other. Now, I think I'm finally beginning to see what she meant.
I'd like to know what you think, Beelzebub.
Why are you asking me?
Because both you and Anne are the ones who changed Rosetta.
I don't care. She can do whatever she wants.
And what do you think, Anne?
I want her to come.
Thanks.
You know how the saying goes.
Put water on an old fire, but logs on a new one. Very well.
Let's let Are know that we're going back to Spino.
I'm not sure it's a great idea for me to go into town.
Yeah, considering you shelled the place.
Thief, why don't you lend her the Santa costume?
No way! I'm not lending my favorite costume to a human.
It's fine. I'll just try not to draw too much attention.
Sorry for the wait. Are says he's on his way here. In the meantime, let's ask around Spino to see how Sandland is doing.
Can someone tell me why we're stopping here?
To issue a demand of surrender to Sandland's king. Should he fail to comply, we will turn his capital to ash.
You're letting them surrender? Oh, fine. Come on, move it! Set course for the demon village. We'll smash it to pieces!
What? But the Supreme Commander ordered us to the capital.
That can wait! We're pounding the demon village into the ground first! If we show the Royal Army Garum in action, surely they'll realize how futile resistance is.
We stand by.
Very well. Nothing wrong with saving the best for last.
Is everyone seeing this? The Forestland Army's gigantic battleship is floating over the dam!
Damn it! So Garam's entered Sandland.
I saw the news on TV. What do we do?
We're gonna have to fight.
But can we win?
There's no way to know what a battle's outcome will be until it's fought.
Huh? Hey, old man.
Sorry, Mayor Tor. Will you please excuse us?
Right.
General Are, wait!
Move away! That woman's a Forestland Army general!
Not anymore! Rosetta's no longer our enemy! Right?
I'm not sure. But at the moment, I don't have a gun to point at you, nor would I if I did. Let me assure you, for the time being, my priority is stopping my father.
Do you really expect me to trust an enemy general?
Hey, easy now. There's no way that your wound could have healed yet.
And who do you think wounded me? Her brigade.
I know how you feel, but she's not lying. The prince would know.
Yeah, far as I can tell, she doesn't have any bad intentions.
If you say so.
Now, shall we talk about the doomsday weapon flying towards us as we speak?
Where are you going?
I don't want to invite undue suspicion by making you worry I'm spying on your war council.
First, I'd like to hear everyone's thoughts.
What's that thing capable of?
Its main cannon is unimaginably powerful. They could easily destroy the whole world if they wanted to.
To make things worse, it's too high up for our tanks to hit. But even if they could, it's so massive that they wouldn't leave a dent. The only options I can think of are to take control of the command center, or somehow immobilize it.
If we draw out the battle with that flying fortress long enough, their Aquanium energy will have to run out at some point, right?
That's true. But how are we supposed to survive long enough for that to happen?
Well,
Realize you hadn't really thought this through, huh?
I was just taking my time thinking of the best strategy.
No. Our only option is to attack so swiftly that the enemy isn't given any time to think.
Do you think Bread would be willing to talk if we could get Rosetta to contact him? If he'd agree to a meeting, I'd speak with him in person.
If Bread were a man of reason, he would have listened to King Jam.
That's a fair point. Maybe fighting is the only way. I just hope we can settle this without getting civilians of either country involved.
Then how about we bust in there and kick their butts right now?
We'd need an airplane to get up there.
If only the Royal Army hadn't, lost.
And whose fault is that? In any case, a plane as slow as the cargo airship would end up riddled with holes before it got anywhere near Garum.
Right. We need an airplane fast enough to dodge anti-air missiles. Come to think of it, how exactly did the Forest Land Army transport that Aquanium from the End-Mill base?
What do you mean?
We used a radar device attuned to Aquanium to detect some at one of their bases. And as we were watching, it then zoomed to a distant location at an incredible speed. It might have been carried by an airplane.
It had to be. It was moving in a straight line on the radar.
Yes. Any form of ground transport would have been affected by the terrain.
But where did it land? We didn't see it there at the Masala dig site.
Rosetta would know. Let me ask her.
Why, don't you look chipper? Have you come up with a plan?
That depends on your next answer.
Are you saying you want my help?
I won't ask you to fight. I just want to know where the Forest Land Army's airplane is.
The airplane? Oh, I see. You know that's insane, right? You'll just be throwing your life away.
It's the only way to stop your father.
It's at Vendor Base.
Thank you, Rosetta. I'll do whatever it takes to stop Bread.
I want to fly the airplane once we get it!
Hey, no fair, Prince. I want to fly it.
Now that you mention it, I've never gotten to pilot an airplane before.
Ha! Even the old man wants to give it a spin!
Are you going to?
No. I'll do what I can to distract them from the ground with my tank unit.
In that case, mind lending me a tank? Can't have too many decoys, right?
Our tanks aren't easy to handle, you know.
I'm used to not having things easy. I'll figure it out.
You're a real handful, you know.
Hey, think there's some way for us to just take control of Garum without a fight?
That would be ideal, but I just don't see how with the tools we have available.
You just want the chance to tinker with some crazy new bot, huh?
You got me.
Well, so it goes.
It's my turn.
don't have to engage every last enemy. Picking your battles to save energy when you can makes a huge difference.
Fair enough. We don't want to be tired out for the fights we can't avoid if we want to stand a chance. Well, so it goes.
It's my turn.
Constantly going up and down all these hills really takes it out of you.
I'm exhausted. Isn't it about time we took a break?
Already? It's too soon to be getting tired.
We can't keep up with you, Prince.
Well, so it goes.
Forestland seems to have more developed military technology.
One upside of the Royal Army's Iron Fist is that it didn't need to fight many actual wars. Only a small fraction of the Royal Army was dedicated to making technological advancements.
It's kind of ironic that it takes war to push forward technology.
It's my turn. Prince, I can't lend you a hand right now.
Hello.
Here we go.
You're a real handful, you know? It's my turn. there's the treasure. Unfazed, huh? You're a real handful, you know.
A gate. These must be ruins.
There's an entrance further in.
Should we head inside?
It's my turn.
There's a bunch of wide open spaces in these ruins.
Yeah. Why don't we use the bot to continue our search of the place?
Whoop!
Just try not to break it in the process, Prince.
Here we go.
You're a real handful, you know.
Well, so it goes. Smell treasure and danger.
Searching for hidden treasure is my field of expertise.
Ah, do you want to see which one of us can find it first then?
Bring it on.
Hold your horses. Let's not split up.
Just leave it to me.
Prince, I can't lend you a hand right now.
There's a bunch of wide open spaces in these ruins.
Yeah. Why don't we use the bot to continue our search of the place?
Just try not to break it in the process, Prince.
smell treasure and danger.
Searching for hidden treasure is my field of expertise.
Ah, do you want to see which one of us can find it first then?
Bring it on.
Hold your horses. Let's not split up.
Here we go. Whoop! A bunch of wide open spaces in these ruins.
Yeah. Why don't we use the bot to continue our search of the place?
Just try not to break it in the process, Prince.
Careful in the swamp. It's slow going. In some places, there's no solid ground.
Like quicksand?
Kind of. At least it won't sweep you away.
At least that was sort of fun.
Careful in the swamp. It's slow going. In some places, there's no solid ground.
Like quicksand?
Kind of. At least it won't sweep you away.
At least that was sort of fun.
Careful in the swamp. It's slow going. In some places, there's no solid ground.
Like quicksand?
Kind of. At least it won't sweep you away.
Loads of swamps are the one problem with having more water than you know what to do with.
It's dangerous here, Prince. Let's not stick around.
We'll be fine as long as we watch our step. Let's go!
It's my turn.
Gonna be a pain exploring this den.
I don't know why you just waltzed right on in then. We'll have to use a bot.
Won't the noise attract the Gedji and provoke it to attack?
Here we go. Think I could jump that with a speedy dot. I wonder if there's treasure to be found in Forestland Gedji Dragon's dens too.
They look awfully similar, so I bet so. But let's find it quick and scram before the Gedji comes home. it's my turn.
Gonna be a pain exploring this den.
I don't know why you just waltzed right on in then. We'll have to use a bot.
Won't the noise attract the Gedgy? Something smells like treasure. You're a real handful, you know.
I wonder if there's treasure to be found in Forestland Gedgy Dragon's dens too.
They look awfully similar, so I bet so. But let's find it quick and scram before the Gedgy comes home.
We got a chance against it with the bot, right? Here we go. Hot! Uh-oh, it's catching fire!
Watch its movements carefully, and look for an opening. Determine where it's coming from.
Keep clear and attack from a distance.
Keep moving. You're in danger.
You're a real handful, you know. It's starting to do something.
Just leave it to me.
It's starting to do something. starting to do something! Keep clear and attack from a distance!
At least that was sort of fun.
Prince, I can't lend you a hand right now.
Just leave it to me.
Wonder if there's treasure to be found in Forestland Geji Dragon's dens too.
They look awfully similar, so I bet so. But let's find it quick and scram before the Geji comes home. Something smells like treasure.
Gonna be a pain exploring this den.
I don't know why you just waltzed right on in then. We'll have to use a bot.
Won't the noise attract the Geji and provoke it to attack? Prince, I can't lend you a hand right now. Forestland Army's no joke. Down to the lowest grunt.
Their soldiers must undergo extensive training. Though I'd argue that for the most part, the Royal Army is just too complacent.
Wonder what we'd find if we drove the hovercraft across the sea.
I don't know. Oh. But you can't do it in a hovercraft. It'd break down before long, and you'd be stranded.
I'd do a lot for you, but heading after you to fix it isn't on that list.
Maybe let's ditch that idea. bunch of wide open spaces in these ruins.
Yeah. Why don't we use the bot to continue our search of the place?
Just try not to break it in the process, Prince.
Nice! One down. I smell treasure and danger.
Searching for hidden treasure is my field of expertise.
Ah, do you want to see which one of us can find it first then?
Bring it on.
Hold your horses. Let's not split up.
Here we go. Bunch of wide open spaces in these ruins.
Yeah. Why don't we use the bot to continue our search of the place?
Just try not to break it in the process, Prince. The Forest Land Army's no joke, down to the lowest grunt.
Their soldiers must undergo extensive training. Though I'd argue that for the most part, the Royal Army is just too complacent. Arslan soldiers are pretty tough. I bet they train on the assumption that war could break out at any moment. That mindset alone might explain the difference in strength between them and the Royal Army.
Visibility's poor. You wander around without a plan here. You're just asking to get lost.
Nice! One down!
It's my turn. It's my turn.
It's after us! This aim's pretty good! What kind of stuff do you think people usually eat around here in Forestland?
With all these trees, I'd imagine fruit is a major part of Forestlanders' diets. Probably fish as well, given the easy access to the sea and rivers.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Really different from Sandland, then.
As long as we stick to the main roads, we shouldn't have to worry about getting lost.
Right. In unfamiliar lands, it's best to stay on the beaten path.
My gut's telling me there's gonna be treasure off the beaten path, though.
You just want an excuse to wander off like usual, Prince.
Something about this place.
You're a real handful, you know. You're a real handful, you know.
Here we go.
You're a real handful, you know.
You don't have to engage every last enemy. Picking your battles to save energy when you can makes a huge difference.
Fair enough. Don't want to be tired out for the fights we can't avoid if we want to stand a chance.